Hey, what is up, YouTube? We are back with another PayPal request. This one is for my buddy, Jonathan Sago. Jonathan, you actually sent through 2 contributions to the channel, and we were trying to narrow down what you wanted to do because you had some pretty serious picks. And basically, of the selections that Jonathan sent through, I kind of chose one and he chose one. And this first one we're going to do here is, I think, Jonathan's number 1 pick. He's written here, this might be kind of perfect for a reaction. This is David Garibaldi playing with just the horn section. It's not terribly long.
That's what she said.
And there is some chat with Mimi, Doc, and DG after the tune I think you'll find very amusing. There is a transcription of this whole tune in his book, Off the Record, which is worth its weight in gold. Okay, so just one thing. If it is plain and then like a talk, a chat, like a Q&A with the group afterwards, I will just leave it with the plain, but I will include the original video link in the description of this video so you can go and check it out. This is the first time featuring David Garibaldi on the channel, so I'm very excited about that. Absolute legend. You cannot overstate how much of a legend David Garibaldi is in the drum scene. And I've just brought up on my Drumeo here, which, by the way, you as a subscriber of my channel get access to a free 30-day trial with Drumeo. And you can dig in, you can type in David Garibaldi, and you're going to get song transcriptions. I think we've got a podcast episode here, the grooves of David Garibaldi. And yeah, a course, a live video, building coordination, which is, you know, what David Garibaldi's known for, is incredible independence and coordination. So yeah, go get it. It's free. What's not to love? And by the way, we're almost hit our 100,000 subscribers, so get subscribing and we can add to this pile of YouTube buttons. With that said, let's check out Tower of Power, horns and drums only. So no bass, no guitar, no keys. Okay. And it's on the serious side. Let's check it out. I just think of dynamics and independence with David Garibaldi. That's some crisp video.
You know, going back to what Dave was saying about beats and the way these songs come to be, this next song we're going to do, it's called On the Serious Side, and it's a really bizarre funk beat, and that's an understatement also. And the way the song came about, though, we used to rent charter buses to go, if we were playing in California, you know, 2 hours, 3 hours, we'd all meet at the Keystone Berkeley in Berkeley, and we'd bring all our friends, and we'd be on this bus, and we'd party all the way there and do the gig and party all the way back. And I remember there was a phrase going around. They were going, you know, on the real side, you know, it's like this, and, you know, on the real side, you know, and then it started to change. It was like, on the serious side, though, you know, but on the serious side, blah, 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 you know. And I don't know what got into me, but it was after the gig, and I remember I was walking up and down the bus, and I was going, on the serious side, boom, boom, skidit, dooba, dooba, boom, dooba, dooba, dooba.
I love it.
And I kept singing it over, and then we got back, and I told Doc, we got to write a song around that, man, you know. And so we wrote these lyrics, we had this groove. Well, I take it to Dave. You know, I'm like, yeah, it's a funk groove, man. You know, on the serious side, boom, boom, you know, it's just that, you know. He comes back like the next day and he says, I have this beat. I go, yeah? And he goes, yeah, let me play it for you. I'm like, where's one? You know, it's right here, back home.
It's David Garibaldi all over.
And I go, let's try it. You know, and that's how that song came about. Because, you know, I'd sing the bass line, boom, dooga, and he just figure out ways to, you know, make that little rhythmic fabric that works so well in Tower of Power. So this is a song called...
Wow, what an intro for the song.
Go ahead.
Cane sticks?
Skid it, dooba dooba de bomb, dooba 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 de bomb. On the serious side, on On the serious side, on the serious side, on the serious side.
That is some grease, man.
We're going to turn on the juice, crank it up wide.
David's brain and musical concept is so different.
Into electric light. On the serious side, on the serious side, on the serious side, on the serious side. Serious side, on the serious side, on the serious side, on the serious side.
Good luck covering this. Oh boy. Playing is so normal for David Garibaldi.
On the
So
serious
foreign to
side,
everyone else.
on the serious side,
Damn.
on the serious side, on the serious side. Side, on the serious side, on the serious side, on the serious side, on the serious side.
I've never gotten cane sticks to sound anywhere near that good, I tell you. Oh boy. Yep, there is a Q&A after that. So you know what? I'm going to go back to my Drumeo for David Garibaldi. I don't know if there is a transcription for on the serious side. Okay, I did type in David Garibaldi and a few different things popped up, interviews and whatnot, but I'm getting a bit more luck when I type in Tower of Power here. Let's bring up one of the transcriptions. First one that's here is What Is Hip? Bit of a classic. It became a bit of a staple on the jazz funk scene. So when you click on these links, you can go straight to downloads. If you just want the PDF, you know, you can just click on PDF here and you've got, oh my God, look at the state of it. Look at all the ghost notes here. It's ridiculous. So you could just go ahead. It's an 8-page, not 8 bar. It's an 8-page full song transcription, which is insane. And for a lot of people, a lot of my students who are on Drumeo, as well as doing private lessons, they can just go ahead, bring up like a whole song and play it through, and you can just track along with the song, and you could slow it down, all kinds of good stuff. The song that we've just looked at on the serious side features a lot of the classic David Garibaldi trademarks. And as I say, I don't have a transcription for that one, but I mean, let's look at What Is Hip as an example. Textbook here, how he's not playing a hi-hat on the downbeat. In fact, on count 1 of this bar, there's not even a bass drum. There's just a left foot hi-hat. Looks like he's doing chord notes, ostinato on the left foot all throughout. Full of ghost notes. So the little snare notes, hopefully you can see my cursor there in that first bar. The snare notes with the little brackets around them, ghost notes. Snare note there with no brackets around it, just a normal snare or accent, but perhaps not your average kind of drummer. Jonathan Sargo, thank you so much for the pick. Yeah, not your average drummer. That will be a good tagline actually for David Garibaldi. Not your average drummer. Something a little bit out of the box, something a little bit different. Someone with a really advanced understanding of meter, of subdivision, and definitely an absolute master with independence, beat displacement, and dynamics. And I mentioned during the video, I think I mentioned at one point, grease, man, this is a greasy beat. So what I'm talking about there is, it's interesting because the sax player who introduced the song was talking about some of the slang they used. And grease is a little bit of slang we use in drumming or in music to describe something that's really difficult to describe. To describe some kind of feel like, oh man, there's just a little bit of, like, there's a bit of rub there. There's a little bit of something weird, something funky in there. Bernard Purdie, good example for me of someone who is greasy. He's a greasy drummer. And David Garibaldi. But David Garibaldi is also incredibly accurate. So he's a very interesting, he's just an original. David Garibaldi is a total original. For me, he's a total original on the drums. Another guy I think of who I could compare him to in that kind of world, Zigaboo. From the meters, similar in terms of incredibly complex rhythms when you break them down, but manages to make them feel really good and feel really greasy. And then if we dig into independence typically refers to limb independence in terms of the control you have over each limb, basically, and you know when you use that and how you can put that all together. On the drum kit, you're bringing together a whole bunch of different instruments and creating one instrument. And I don't mean that in a stereotypical cliche kind of way. That's literally what you're doing with the drums. It is actually different instruments together and you're playing them. It requires independence. It requires limb independence. You know, you could say, I guess, on piano, you use limb independence also. You're also using, you know, finger, digit independence. Drums, there's so many elements to this with the shading on the dynamics and then, you know, literally how hard or soft and the technique required to play hard and soft, and then multiply that by 4 limbs and you've just got an infinite amount of possibilities. And you know, somewhere in that gray area we find players like David Garibaldi who just come up with this unique voice, this unique playing style, and it is just a beautiful thing. I really hope you enjoyed that, because I certainly did. Guys, don't forget to ghost note that subscribe button and accent the like button. Leave me a comment with what you thought of this video and what you'd like me to check out in the future. And remember, you can pick up your free 30-day trial with Drumeo and go and collect a whole bunch of David Garibaldi transcriptions, and good luck on those. Until next time, take care. Ciao.